When I was discharged from hospital, it wasn't easy for me. First of all, just getting to hospital alone, it costs money. Every time you have to go to hospital, every time it's a visitation, every time you have to go for treatment, your medication, it costs money. But then with the recovery, it wasn't easy. The recovery was the most horrible. So what happened was, during surgery, with those 7 operations that I had, they had to leave my stomach open. So what they did was, all my intestines and that was out. So they had to just keep it closed they vacuumed it. So that when I go into theater every time, they don't have to cut every time. So with the recovery, it wasn't easy because I had waters dripping out. I was miserable. I couldn't walk properly. And up until now, I still can't walk properly. So it feels like there's a whole lot of steel inside of you. And with that, going on my visitations to see the doctors, I've been telling them about this. I've been telling them, I'm feeling sharp pricks on my heart. I've been telling them of the shortness of breath. I couldn't even walk for long. So what the result was, I just laid in bed. And then I think it was in this year, March, the doctor actually found me when I had to go for one of my x-rays. And he seen in what terrible state I was, that they even had to get me on the oxygen, and that at the x-ray department. But he said I should come and see him. They definitely going to do the operation, because now, remember, the hernia operation went wrong last year, August. So now they still need to do it. But this time, all my intestines and everything is out. So the only thing that I have is the skin of my stomach that is covering it. So now they need to push it back into place, and they need to put the mesh on, and they need to pull my muscles from the sides. And they said, well, it is a big operation. But then he gave me a date, and the date was like over 2 months later. And I thought, how can I still cope for 2 months? But through the grace of God, God has kept me going. He strengthened me so that I can endure that 2 months. And then I went into hospital in the month of June this year for the operation. When I got there, so when we book in, the first thing we need to do is we need to go and check our hearts. We need to go and check x-rays. They do another x-ray. And at the x-ray department, the radiologist said to me, you know what? I think there's something in your clothing. There's a wire in your clothing. And I said, no, there's no wire in my clothing. And she said, no, okay. And then I had to get totally naked, undress myself. I did the x-ray, and she said, no, the wire is actually in your chest. And I was so shocked. What's a wire doing in my chest? And she said, no, okay. Get dressed, just give the x-rays to the doctors. I went up, and then, the normal routine, they ask you questions, but doctors didn't mention anything about it. Check the x-rays, what's happening on the x-rays. And I thank God that I could hear that there was a wire on my chest, because I'm telling you, I don't even think I would have known that. So I asked him, when he asked me, was there any questions? I said, the only question I want to know is, what is the wire doing on my chest? And he said, no, he'll get back to me. He just needs to speak to the main surgeon, the main doctor. And then he came back and he said, we apologize, but with the operation that I had last year, with the 7 operations, they forgot the guide wire in my body. So what happened was they forgot to remove it. So the guide wire must be removed after 3 days, within 3 days, once they put it in. So this is actually the guide wire that I'm holding in my hand. It's 62 centimeters long. You can see this. This is what was in my chest, in my stomach. So this is the cause where I've been getting that heart aches, where I used to say, oh, the pain, and it's really sharp pains on my heart, shortness of breath. So what they said was, I need to cancel the operation. I first need to go and sort out the guide wire. It cannot be taken out at the Helen Joseph Hospital, but I needed to do it at Joburg Gen Hospital. I was very disappointed. I was totally off because I was looking so forward to being normal again, walking normal, doing normal things, laying on my stomach again. I was looking forward to all those things.